Hi everyone, before we continue with this video, I just want to show you guys that I made two more videos about Nordic American tanker stock last week. These two videos go in details about Nat's financial position during these current quarters and in the next coming quarters. Hey everyone, please keep in mind this is not a financial advice channel. We are not recommending, suggesting any stocks or anything here. We are just sharing our thoughts, opinions, and research on this specific topic. In this video, we will shortly discuss some technical analysis. We will show the top institutional holdings and a lot of insider buying that has been going on lately. And at the end, we will quickly wrap up with its dividend and the future of the dividend. This is a 1 month, 1 hour chart for Nordic American tanker stock. We can see from this graph that the stock has been trading between $3.7 and $9 per share. We can see here the volume when it reached $9 from the pump that we had by the end of April. There was a big sell-off, and then the RSI also indicated that the stock was overbought since it went into the overbought region. But as soon as this sell-off started happening, RSI immediately showed a weak signal, meaning that it was being oversold, and then finally it actually went in the oversold region. MACD also showed us when MACD was right above the signal here, it gave us a bullish indicator that the stock was uptrending, but then as soon as it turned here, it turned down below the signal. We can see also from the histograms, the big histograms here, that the stock was actually selling off quickly. Right now, these days, the stock is trading at around $5 per share. The MACD doesn't really show us anything right now since it's a very weak signal, but also RSI shows us that the stock is in the middle. It's not being oversold or overbought. We need some big news, which hopefully earnings will show us something really good for the stock to really uptrend here. This is a 5-day 1-minute chart. The stock has been trading between $4.75 and $5.10 per share in the last 5 trading days. We can see that the RSI is showing some weak signals, meaning that there is no really overbought or oversold region for the stock. We can see some overselling, some overbuying here, but it's not a very strong signal. However, today, by the end of the day, by the end of the trading day, the stock pulled up really quickly, and the RSI showed a very overbought signal. This might be due to a lot of retail investors getting into the stock today and tomorrow, since next week earnings are coming out and everyone believes that the stock will do really good. On the other hand, MACD has been giving us some signals, but these are kind of some weak signals which we cannot really make anything out of that, except today MACD is showing a very bullish indication here since it's above the signal. So let's see how the trading goes on tomorrow, which is the last trading day of the week. According to a Forbes article, they say that the global health issue that we are currently facing has hit every kind of sector, every industry really hard, and it has brought every industry to a complete shutdown. But there is only one sector that is benefiting from this whole issue, and that is the oil tanker industry. The article furthermore states that the rates for oil tanker journeys have gone up as prices for the near-term oil contracts have gone much lower than the prices for contracts that will come due in future months. The author of the article, which he wrote it back in the beginning of April when the Nordic American tanker stock started becoming very popular, he said that he has invested in some oil tanker companies on behalf of his firm. He said, and I'm quoting, "I consider these stocks ridiculously undervalued. When fundamentals are improving in a sector while yields are rising, it is a buying opportunity like no other." He also added that I haven't seen one like this in 10 years. As we can see from this picture, that Nordic American tanker with a current yield of 14.9% was part of his buying. The business of Nordic American tanker has attracted a lot of institutional investors as well. So around 36% of the outstanding shares in Nordic American tanker stock are controlled by institutional investors. It is worth mentioning that this 36% is the greatest percentage of ownership compared to any other company in the oil tanker industry. As of 2019, these are the top 10 stockholders of Nordic American Tanker. So we can see BlackRock is the one leading the table, Morgan Stanley, SSGA Funds Management, Graylin Investment Management, Arrow Street, Millennium, etc. This other table shows the top 10 mutual funds holdings for Nordic American Tanker. We can see that iShare Russell 2000 ETF, iShare Russell 2000 Value ETF, Fidelity Small Cap Index Fund, all of these were buying and selling a lot of shares during 2019, and these are their final stakes after buying and selling shares to their positions. 1.96 for iShare Russell 2000 ETF, 0.93% for iShare Russell 2000 Value ETF, 0.5% for Fidelity Small Cap Index Fund, and the list goes on and on. It is very important to mention that about a month and a half ago, a lot of insider buying was going on at Nordic American Tanker Company. Alexander Hansen is a director of board of NET. He bought on March 24th around 350,000 shares in NET at $2.92 per share. This is a great sign for the stock itself, at least for the near future, since one of very important insiders had bought quite a bit of shares, even though he will double his money in a couple of days. But let's see if he cashes out as soon as he doubles his money, and that's gonna make a lot of investors question the near future of this company. Moreover, a day later on March 25th, Mr. Eric Tomstad bought around 84,760 shares in NET at $3.37 per share. So he bought it at a relatively higher price than Mr. Hansen. Just about 5 days later, on March 30th, NET CFO bought around 60,000 shares in the company at around $4.73 per share. He bought it at a price where the stock is trading right now, and he bought quite a bit of shares. So that's another bullish indicator that the near-term future of the stock has a lot of room to grow. On March 17th of this year, the company told its shareholders that for the fourth quarter of 2019, the dividend for the fourth quarter of 2019 is expected to double in the first quarter of 2020. And the board of directors actually decided to double the dividend for the first quarter of 2020, and it went from 7 cents in fourth quarter of 2019 to 14 cents per share in the first quarter of 2020. The company officially said that the first quarter of 2020 report will be announced May 18th, and the record date for the dividend will be Tuesday, May 26th, and the payment date will be Friday, June 5th of 2020. The time charter for NET's fleet in the second quarter of 2020 was about $100,000 per day per ship. Right now, the spot rates have fallen to around $80,000 per day per ship. NET has right now 23 Suezmaxes with the same operating cost that it has been operating, which is $88,000 per day per ship. With all of the money that they're going to get at the bottom line, and since NET's objective is to prioritize the dividend, we believe that the second, third, and fourth quarter dividends will actually double in each month as we go. Historically, NET has tripled its dividend during really good times for the company, as we can see from this table that by the end of 2014 until the first and second quarter of 2016, so these are the 14 months when the company was really booming, NET dividend tripled during that whole time. Based on all of these historical facts and during the booming times for this oil tanker, we believe that the dividend for this company will triple by the beginning of next year from the price it is right now. NAT shareholders are very eager to know about first quarter earnings on May 18th, because based on that and the guidance that they're going to give on May 18th, we will see if this stock is going to be really good for the near term. We don't doubt at this point that the stock has still a lot of room to grow from this point and on. Will it reach $10, $12 levels? It could possibly happen. It's very hard from the standpoint that we are right now, but it could go as high as $10 per share. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching and listening to this video. Please hit the like button for the video if you like the information, subscribe to the channel for future videos, and leave a comment down there. What do you guys think and what do you guys expect from the first quarter announcement from NET? Do you guys believe that for the next 3-4 quarters the company will make a lot of money, and do you guys believe the stock has still a lot of room to grow from this point and on?